The sculpture that I'm working on right now is on the theme of human trafficking. Its title is Let the Oppressed Go Free. And it's a sculpture being 20 feet that will bring attention to human trafficking. Saint Bakita, who is a symbol of freed slaves, is represented here releasing or letting the modern day slaves out of the ground. It's going to be a sculpture that is truly shocking, and that is part of its weapon in a sense. To have a sculpture that shows not only from one specific period or place in the world, but globally the impact of this devastation on the world represented by individual figures is going to be very, very powerful. Each figure will have a lot of detail, expression, and create almost a story of human trafficking around the world. The sculpture represents people from all over the world. It represents the freedom, and it is a sculpture of hope. At the base, you'll have the crawling, the struggle, but you'll have the happiness and joy of the freedom that is reached. Let the Oppressed Go Free is one of my most complex sculptures. After I created the sculpture Angels Unawares, the first cast installed in St. Peter's Square, I wanted to use this momentum of that sculpture to create a sculpture to bring attention to a much needed concern in our world today. Working on a piece like this takes months and essentially more than a year to finish in the clay stage. Once it's finished in the clay stage, each detail will be captured in a mold and it will be cast in bronze. The work on each individual figure kind of makes it almost like a sculpture garden. It's unlike most of the sculptures that tries to symbolize an issue with one piece. I have more than 100 different figures here to capture the idea. To work on the piece day and night, trying to show the struggle, trying to show the hope, and also the suffering is an epic project. I consider this a great weapon, a 20-foot sculpture weapon to bring awareness of human trafficking. Pope Francis, I read just recently, while I was working on this piece, stated that human trafficking will always exist if it's kept underground. Well, this sculpture brings out the people from underground into the world today. Hopefully there will be many casts of this sculpture created, so it will give people an obstacle in their busy day, an obstacle that will remind them of human trafficking and make it aware and make it visible. It's one of the greatest, I think, tools, and one of the greatest things a sculpture can do is bring hope and bring awareness to such a cause.